Chocolate is the most popular sweet treat in the world, and not only does eating chocolate make you feel good, it may also be good for your heart and your brain. Chocolate is the #1 product from cocoa beans. People from around the world, but mostly in Europe and United States, consume more than 3 million tons of cocoa beans a year. Coming up on Seeds of Gold.
When you are harvesting, you see that you make sure you does not harm the tree, because as I have told you that cocoa it is where it gets a leaf. So when you harvest, you see that you at least, instead of cutting the tree, you cut the pod.
In Uganda, few farmers grow cocoa, as most people think the crop is not economically viable. Uganda has an estimated 20,000 hectares of land under cocoa cultivation, mostly in the country's west and central regions. Johnson Ahimbisibwe is a cocoa farmer from Shema district, western Uganda. He has been involved with this activity since 2012 and has no regrets for this enterprise. He is one of the few Ugandan farmers that believe cocoa farming has a bright future for Ugandans. Before he started this venture, he had a few fears of his own and discouragements from outsiders. He persisted and has not looked back.
The first cocoa I grow, someone said, come and see. What are you growing? I said, I am growing cocoa. You know, you are growing cocoa from where? You are wasting your time. Why don't you grow coffee? I said, don't. You said, I can't grow coffee. Let me try and see. You know, when one start telling you an idea, but they said that an idea, you hold it and see how it can help you. So I grow. It grows, it starts flowering. At last, it puts their fruits. But I continued saying that cocoa will really help me. So I get money, I go in Bundubujo, see exactly what they are telling me. So when by the time I reach Bundubujo, you cannot see banana plantation, you cannot see, it is only cocoa. You can go miles and miles in cocoa. So I see how they grow cocoa, how they picked it, how is it, the money they get. I see that the cocoa, it is a best plantation to grow.
Cocoa has two main varieties, although the third said variety was born as a crossbreed between the two varieties, which are Criollo and Forastero. The crossbreed is what is called the Trinitario variety. Whereas Criollo has a good flavor and is best for chocolate making, Forastero is the most common variety in Africa and is a more disease-resistant variety with a less aroma and bitter taste. This has left an argument among cocoa lovers, saying Criollo is a superior variety and hence the best variety for chocolate.
Cocoa has almost two types. It has red type and green type. But red type, it yields much, but it stops some seasons. But green one, it keeps yielding. It does not have seasons. But there is a big season. It starts in September up to May. So the rest months you keep continuing harvesting, but small. It is not a good season. It has one season in a year. It starts in September and it stops in May. So in June, July, August, that it stops yielding very heavily. So it yields small up to the September. But the September up to May, that is a big season. Yeah.
The cocoa tree is strictly a tropical plant, thriving only in hot, rainy climates. It needs these conditions to be present for its proper growth. good temperatures of 20 degrees Celsius, adequate rainfall, it cannot survive in a hot environment, always grown in the uplands and should not be put in waterlogged areas, a cool environment with a good shade. So, in preparation of the land for planting, you should pick land which will protect the cocoa from direct sunlight and winds. When planting cocoa, transplant the seedlings when steady rains set in before the dry season. A spacing of 3 meters by 3 meters, that is 10 feet by 10 feet, should be used, which gives a plantation of 1,000 trees per hectare.
Cocoa, it has two types of planting. You can put it in a nursery bed, or you can grow it directly. Cocoa, it needs spacing of 10 by 10 spacement. So when you put in nursery bed, and when it grows and it gets at least 8 or 10 leaves, so you remove it from nursery bed, you started planting in the garden you want to plant it. But when you don't want to put in the nursery bed, you can just measure 10 feet, and you put the seeds directly. It also works. Yeah. It almost takes a month. It takes a month to grow from the soil. When you put it in the nursery bed, it also takes a month. Even if you put it directly, it needs a month to grow right from the soil. If it is rain season, it does not need this care. But if it becomes a drought, it wants water. You keep putting water until it gets rain season. But when it is rain season, it does not need anything. Just it keeps, when you keep observing it, because some pests it can destroy it. Cocoa needs from 1 year up to 3 years. That's when it started yielding. But also it started yielding slowly. So, but cocoa needs from 3 years, 6 months. At 6 years, that's when the cocoa it started yielding at the high what? But from 3, it started flowering, putting some fruits. Then from 3 to 6, that's when you started harvesting a lot.
After planting, depending on rainfall, the cocoa will need watering at least twice a week. Increase to 1 pound of fertilizer every 2 months until the tree is a year old. The tree should flower when 3 to 4 years old and about 5 feet tall. Pruning is important at this stage so as to allow the plant access to light.
It gets a lot of branches. So when you don't prune it, sometimes it will spark down. Sometimes it will fall down because of heavy leaves. You see, it has a lot of leaves. So when it gets heavy, the branches will get off. So you keep pruning, and when it gets shiny, it shines in trees. So it yields well. So it needs pruning also. Yeah, it needs pruning. There is certain pest called disease. It pierces the fruits when it is still young. It pierces the fruits. That's why you see there is some patches on the fruits, some patches. And when it is still young, when it pierces the young ones, the young fruits, sometimes it gets dry. But there is a certain medicine called the dust ban. When you spray, it goes off and it kills it.
When cocoa is ripe and ready for harvest, the green cocoa will turn to a yellow color and the red one will turn orange on the exterior. The pods are then carefully harvested and set ready to start the processing. This will involve storing the beans for about 1 week for extensive fermentation. After fermentation, spread seeds on a dry surface and leave to sun dry. After drying, you can then roast and grind it if it is for home use, or pack and transport the dry seeds to your available market for value addition.
Cocoa, it does not have size, but if it grows, if it grows, when it is green, it becomes yellow, and when it is red, it also it puts a yellowish what color. That's when you know it is what it is ripe. When you are harvesting, you see that you make sure you does not harm the tree, because as I have told you that cocoa it is where it gets a leaf. So when you harvest, you see that you at least, instead of cutting the tree, you cut the pod. So because it will keep yielding in this around this one. So when you cut the tree, that will mean you spoil where the flowers will come from. This is now cocoa. When it is the season, at least I get 100 kilogram, 140, I get 80. That's how it is now. Yeah, but it keeping going up. Every year it keeps going up. At least for me, I think that I thought that even if cocoa does not yield well in this area, but I believe that even if a plant gives me at least a kilo, that means per month, that means a month, I have almost 400 trees. That means at least it will give me 400 kilos. And 400 kilos, now cocoa it is 6,800 per kilo. And let me think that they give me 5,000 per kilo. That means 400 kilos times 5,000, that means I will be having 2 million per month. Even if it does not give me 1 kilo, it gives me half. That means I will be having 200 kilograms. 200 kilograms times 5,000, that means I will be having 1 M per month. That means I will be having a salary. You say you don't sell these pods, you sell the seeds inside here.
Due to the low production of cocoa in Uganda, the market is still limited and unstable. But for farmers already in production, such as Johnson, they believe in forming cooperatives and selling in bulk to middlemen for the international market.
For now, as I started, I was thinking that when it started yielding, because we are almost now about to 8 or 10 farmers we have started in this place. So we say that if we get a lot of it, we can get a store, and we call it in Bundubujo, because cocoa is coming from Bundubujo to Kampala. When they are coming from Bundubujo to Kampala or from Kasese to Kampala, they veer here and they take cocoa to Kampala. We get a market from Kavoy instead of transporting in Bundubujo.
After processing, many different sorts of products can be derived from cocoa. Cocoa pulp juice may be made into a fruit drink. Cocoa powder used in making chocolate bars and taken as a beverage. Fermented sugars in cocoa pulp juice can be used in production of wine, gin and brandy, and also vinegar. Dried cocoa pod husk may be used as an ingredient for poultry and animal feed. Cocoa butter can be extracted and used in production of toilet soap, soft soap, and body lotions. Currently, Uganda reaps approximately 350 billion in export returns of cocoa. However, Ugandan farmers are yet to embrace this gold mining activity on their farms, and Johnson helps us understand some of the reasons why.
People of Uganda does not want to take risks. And when you don't want to take risks, you cannot you cannot do anything. For them, they say, I cannot grow cocoa. It's 6 years, 3 years. No, for them, they want things which are quick. They need things which are quick. They don't have determination that let me determine on this and see. For them, they want things which are they grow. I think even you see people even the banana plantation. It takes almost 1 year to get the matoke. But for this use, for them, they don't want to wait and until they get what they want. They want things which are on table. That's why you see people, they don't want to grow. And next, people do not have a big land. So they said, how can I grow 10 plants, 20, 50? They will not help me. But I think when they get a big land, and when they see the good for cocoa, how cocoa it is good, people they started growing. They will start. But for now they see. Don't I told you that someone come and see when I was growing? They said, for you are wasting your time. You are growing cocoa. Where will you get the market? You can grow what things you don't know. Instead of growing coffee, you're growing cocoa. But for my grow, now I have started eating. That's people how they fear things. They don't try. For them, they don't try.
Still wondering why you should grow cocoa? Well, apart from it being one of the world's most lucrative agriculture ventures, it is also among the crops you will expect to earn from every month and walk away from poverty.
I advise young people that don't think that things they will find it on the table. They must look for it. So for them, they don't want to take risks that when I grow cocoa, it will take a lot of time and to harvest it. They start, because people who get rich, they have started small, they grow big. So what I advise them, I want to tell young generation that they should don't wait for things which are on table. They try things that they will come later. They will come later. That's when they get money. But instead of waiting things which are, that's why I think this young generation, they like betting, they like pool, they like this matter because they are money. They see money directly. But for them, they don't want to wait and determine and take risks. That's why people in this generation, they don't want to work. But I advise them, you should wait and plant cocoa and wait, and you see it is the only plant that you get money every month throughout the year, throughout the year, throughout the year. Even if you don't have this government salary, you have cocoa. You get money as if you have a government salary, because you get money every month, every month.